Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. Come on children, let's start with the next lesson in standard 5th, scholarship, and the topic for today is scholarship English. Okay, and we're going to do the lesson which is related a little bit to the previous lesson. That is, we're going to talk about conjunctions. Now in the previous lesson we talked about prepositions, and when we are learning all these topics, we have discussed that all these topics are a part of speech. So conjunctions, which you're going to learn now, is also a very, you can say, important or a very part of speech which is very useful in order to make long sentences short, or in order to reduce the number of sentences. So when you write 4 or 5 or 6 sentences, and if you want to reduce the number of sentences, that is, you do not want to write these 4, 5 and 6 sentences, but instead of them you want to write 2 sentences, you want to write 3 sentences only, then you have to make use of these conjunctions. So conjunctions are nothing but they are junctions which connect 2 sentences or 2 phrases together. So like we have been learning the various parts of speech till now, and we have learned all these different parts of speech. We've learned the noun, we've learned about the verb, the pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, and now finally we are coming to conjunction. Okay, so in today's lesson we are going to talk about what are the types of conjunctions, and we will learn a little bit about each type of conjunction. Also, we will look at various examples as far as conjunction is concerned, and finally we will take a look at the question patterns which could be asked as far as conjunction is concerned. Okay, so come on, let's start with a very interesting lesson based on conjunctions. Now children, when you're watching this lesson, as long as you're learning the ideas and definitions, it is okay. But once you come to the question part, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to make this lesson a little interactive. So you're supposed to pause the video whenever you see a question, and you will try and figure out the answer yourself. And then you will replay the video and check whether your answer matches with mine. Okay, so come on, let's start learning about conjunctions now. So what is a conjunction? I just told you a conjunction is like a connecting junction. So what does it connect? A conjunction is a word that joins or connects 2 words, clauses or phrases. Okay, sometimes it can also join 2 sentences together. Now when I'm saying joining 2 sentences together, clauses are also part of a sentence. Okay, and when you go to a little higher class, you will also understand that certain clauses are sentences by itself. So we can say that a conjunction is a word that joins 2 words, 2 phrases, clauses, or sometimes even sentences. Alright, further we can say that conjunctions are joining words. Simple. The most simple and basic definition of conjunction is conjunctions are joining words. Alright, so this is about conjunction. Now let us look at a few examples of conjunctions, which are the common conjunctions that we use every day in our language. Whether you're writing English, whether you're speaking English, we make use of so many conjunctions daily. So which are they? We have but, and, yet, or, so, both, as well as, for, also, nor, and many more. Okay, but these are the ones which we commonly use in our daily use of language. These are all common conjunctions. Now when we talk about conjunctions, let me also tell you that there are certain types of conjunctions as well. Conjunctions can also be put into various categories. So which are the categories of conjunctions. We have three types of conjunctions broadly. Okay, the first one is coordinating conjunction. The second one is subordinating conjunction, and we have correlative conjunctions. Now children, at the 5th standard level, you do not need to understand and read and try to remember what is the meaning of coordinative conjunction, what is the meaning of correlative conjunction. But yes, it is important for us to remember certain examples. So when you see an example, you might be able to understand which kind of conjunction this is. So for that reason, we will just see what are the types of conjunctions. But at the 5th standard level, children, you do not have to learn this in detail. But since we are learning about conjunctions, I thought that we will might as well discuss this also. Okay, so coordinating conjunctions. Let's take a look at certain examples of coordinating conjunctions. So you have for, and, neither, but, or, yes, so. So all these are the coordinating conjunctions. Okay, let's move on and let's take a look at the subordinating conjunctions. So which words are the subordinating conjunctions? So you have after, although, unless, because, in order, since, if, that. So all these words, whenever they appear in a sentence, you should remember that they are all conjunctions, but they're of what type? They are subordinating conjunctions. Coming to the correlative conjunctions. Correlative. So when you relate something to something else, then you can say it is correlative conjunction. So which are the correlative conjunctions? Not only, but also, neither, nor, though, yet. So all these conjunctions are correlative conjunctions. But now what will we do? We will take a look at conjunctions in general. So remember, without putting them into categories, you just need to remember the words which might be conjunctions. So for, and, neither, but, or, yes, so. All these words, after, although, unless, because, in order, since, all these words are conjunctions. That is, they do the word of joining either words or phrases or clauses or sentences. Okay, so this is in short what is a conjunction and what are types of conjunctions. Now children, whenever you're learning English or for that matter any language, the more examples you see, the better you will be able to remember. So come on, let's take a look at so many sentences now here. There are so many sentences that you can see here in front of you. All of them have conjunctions in them. And all the conjunctions are given in a different color, so you can recognize them. Okay, so we have 10 sentences here. Let me read them for you. Just as I was watching the football match on TV, electricity went off. So see, here the conjunction, even though it is joining the two sentences together, it doesn't come in the middle of the two phrases, okay? It comes in the beginning of the sentence. Just as. Look at the second sentence here again. The conjunction appears in the beginning of the sentence. Though it is raining, they swam in the pool. Next, we can meet you wherever you want. Wherever is the conjunction. While I was playing with the children, he came to the park. So here, while is the conjunction. Michael has money, however, she is not at all happy. She usually eats at home because she likes cooking. You will go to that cinema even if they don't allow you. She was too late so that she could not apply for the job. Even though it rained a lot, we enjoyed the holiday. She is very funny, whereas he is boring. So see, all these words, just as, though, wherever, while, however is also a conjunction, children, but here in this sentence, there is some kind of use which doesn't seem to be proper, okay? So let's just ignore example 5. Let's come to example 6. However, the word however is also a conjunction.
because, even if, so that, even though, whereas, all these words are conjunctions. Okay, so these are some examples of conjunctions for you in sentences. Now let's take a look at a big, long list of conjunctions. Now you can pause the video here and you can read this list at leisure. Okay, so there are many words here: accordingly, actually, after, afterward, also, and, another, at last, at length. So this is an alphabetical order. Okay, so the words starting with, or the phrases starting with A, I have read out for you. So you can pause the video and read all the other words. Read them once so that when you come across this word somewhere in the text, you will know that it is a conjunction. Okay, so these are all examples of conjunctions. Now let's do one thing. Let's move on and let's take a look at the second part of the video. So when we do a video or when we do a lesson in scholarship, what do? We always understand the concept, which is part 1 of the video, and then we go and solve certain questions, which is part 2 of the video. So these are the patterns of questions which can be asked based on this topic, that is conjunction. So here comes pattern 1 for you. Identify the conjunction in the following sentence. So there will be a sentence given to you and one of the words will be a conjunction. So they will give you 4 options from that sentence. 4 words from the sentence will be given to you in options. You have to find out which one is the correct conjunction. Okay, or which one is the conjunction. In pattern 2, you have to choose the correct conjunction and then fill in the blanks also. So there will be a sentence with a blank space and there will be 4 options. You have to decide which word will fit in there. So which is the correct conjunction to fit in there. And in the third and final pattern, you will have to choose the proper conjunction to combine the 2 sentences into a meaningful sentence. So 2 conjunctions, you will use a proper conjunction to combine 2 sentences and make one third sentence which is meaningful. Okay, so these are the 3 kinds of questions which could be asked of you based on this topic. Let us now do a few questions based on these patterns. So we start with the first pattern, pattern 1, where we will identify the conjunction in the sentence. So here comes the sentence for you. The book was open, but she was sleeping. Okay, so yes, let's see which of the words could be a conjunction. So option number 1 is was, option number 2 is sleeping, option number 3 is but, option number 4 is open. So which one of these words is a conjunction? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? Which one is it? It is the third one, but. So the book was open is one clause, she was sleeping is the other clause, and but here is the conjunction. So let's move on to the second example for today. The second sentence for you is, I'll give you some money though you don't deserve it. Okay, so now which word is the conjunction? So you have to identify the conjunction in the following sentence. So is it though, is it deserve, is it some, or is it give? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is it? It is the first one, though. I'll give you some money, though you don't deserve it. So though is the conjunction over there. Alright, let's move on quickly to the third question for today. He ran away because he was afraid. So let's see which one of these words is the conjunction. Is it he? Is it away, afraid, or because? So which one is the conjunction, children? It is the fourth one, because. Now since we have learnt all the other part of speech also, You might understand by looking at the sentence if I tell you to identify the other words and point out and tell me what other part of speech are they. So he is a pronoun, away is an adverb, afraid. Okay, so all these words now you will be able to identify. Alright, so because here is the conjunction. Let's move on and let's look at the fourth sentence or fourth example in this video. The second last example as far as this pattern is concerned. Make hay while the sun shines. So you have these options for you. Make, while, hay, shines. So which one is the conjunction? Is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? It is the second one, while. So make hay while the sun shines. So while is joining the two phrases together. Coming to the last example in this pattern. My grandparents died before I was born. Let's see which one of the words is the conjunction. Is it option number 1, born, option number 2, my, option number 3, before, or option number 4, died? So which one is the conjunction here, children? Yes, it is the third one, before, which is the conjunction. Okay, so here we come to the end of the examples as far as pattern number 1 is concerned, where you just looked at a sentence and you tried to identify and place your finger on the word which is the conjunction in that particular sentence. Moving on, let's go to pattern 2, where you will choose the correct conjunction and you will fill in the blanks. So here is your sentence with a blank. I stayed at home, dash, it was raining. So what word will fit into this blank here? Will it be, I stayed at home when it was raining, I stayed at home because it was raining, I stayed at home before it was raining, or I stayed at home since it was raining? So which do you think is the correct word to fit in here? Yes, it is option number 2, because. I stayed at home because it was raining. So that is the reason I stayed at home. Why? Because it was raining. I did not want to get drenched. Okay. Let's move on to the next example. Sentence number 7. Meet me dash you are free. Meet me before you are free. Meet me because you are free. Meet me when you are free. Or meet me or you are free. So which one is the correct option, children? It is, yes, the third one. Meet me when you are free. So the correct word to fit in here is the option which is third, that is when. Alright, moving on to the next example question. Keep to the path, dash you will get lost. Here, will you use or, will you use but, will you use only, or will you use and? So here you will use option number 1, or. Keep to the path, or you will get lost. That is, you stay on the path, you stay on the right track, or you will get lost. Coming to the second last example in this particular pattern. Change your ways, dash there is time. Change your ways means change your behavior. Okay, change the way you are behaving. So dash there is time. So will it be but there is time? Will it be although there is time? Will it be if there is time, or while there is time? Change your ways, dash there is time. So which one will be the correct option, children? Yes, it will be option number 4. Change your ways while there is time. Otherwise, it will become too late and you will be in a lot of trouble. Okay, now we come to the last question in pattern 2. Hira hasn't heard from her parents. Dash they moved to Mumbai. Hira hasn't heard from her parents since they moved to Mumbai, when they moved to Mumbai, because they moved to Mumbai, or before they moved to Mumbai. So which will be the correct word which will fit into this gap here? Hira hasn't heard from her parents, option number 1, since they moved to Mumbai. That is, once Hira's parents went away to Mumbai, she hasn't got any news of them, or she hasn't got any message from them. Alright, so this was the second pattern. Now we move to the third and final pattern, where we choose the proper conjunction to combine the two sentences into a meaningful sentence. So there will be two small sentences given to you. You have to choose one conjunction amongst the option and then try and combine the sentences to make a meaningful third sentence. So here you have the sentences. Oh, the old man was tired. He went to sleep. So here are your options. The old man was tired, otherwise he went to sleep. The old man was tired, therefore he went to sleep. The old man was tired, or he went to sleep. The old man was tired, but he went to sleep. So which one is the correct one, children? It is the second one, therefore, as a result of. Because he was tired, he went off to sleep. So the second option, therefore, is the right answer. Let's go to the sentence. How will the final sentence be written? The old man was tired, therefore he went to sleep. Coming to example number 12. He was hungry, he did not steal. So he was hungry, therefore he did not steal. He was hungry, although he did not steal. He was hungry, or he did not steal. He was hungry while he did not steal. Which preposition will be the correct one? It will be the second one, although. But will you write, he was hungry although he did not steal? No. The answer will be written as, although he was hungry, he did not steal. Now when we took a look at the example sentences, there we saw that many a times these prepositions can also come in the beginning of the sentence. So this is an example where the preposition has appeared at the beginning of the sentence. Let's move on and let's do the next example. Example number 13. The bird flew away. It sat on a tree. So the bird flew away because it sat on a tree. The bird flew away and it sat on a tree. The bird flew away or it sat on a tree. The bird flew away though it sat on a tree. So which one is the correct one? The bird flew away and it sat on a tree. So you will write it as, the bird flew away and it sat on a tree. So you join these two sentences together. Coming to the second last example for today. Drink your tea, it will get cold. So you will say, drink your tea and it will get cold. Drink your tea before it will get cold. Drink your tea only if it will get cold. Drink your tea but it will get cold. So what will you say? Which one will you use here? You will use the second one, before. But how will you write the sentence? You will say, drink your tea before it gets cold. It will get cold will change to it gets cold. Coming to the last example for today. Tom is a cartoon character, so is Jerry. So you will say, Tom is a cartoon character, if so is Jerry. See, sometimes we're changing the way the sentences are written. We're dropping certain words and we're changing the form of certain words, okay, like we did in the previous example. So here also, the way you will add the conjunction in the sentence will change. You will not just directly add the conjunction and not change the other sentences, okay? There is a slight difference here. So will you use if, will you use and, or but? So we will say, we will use the conjunction and. And how will you write the sentence? You will write the sentence by writing, Tom and Jerry are cartoon characters. So you see, we have tried to change the way the sentence is written in order to include the conjunction. So children, these were certain small ideas about conjunction. I hope you've been able to understand what the meaning of conjunction is, and also you got a little fair idea about the types of conjunctions, though we do not have to do it in detail this year. We also saw the patterns of questions which can be asked based on this particular topic. And finally, we also saw many examples here. Okay, so now please watch the entire video and also try and complete the tasks which I have set for you.
So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.